The first edition of the Purple Rain podcast. We're about to go through the starting six for the month of January. In case you haven't heard this brand new initiative before, let me just remind you. This season, the PWHL has launched the starting six, which celebrates the best forwards, defenders, and goaltender for each month. And this is only the first edition for 2026. We've had November 2025, December 2025, now we've got January 2026. It's going to be really, really exciting. And we're going to go through each of the starting six for this month of January and give our thoughts on them. So, I'm now going to be able to see the starting six for the month of January, and they are Taya Heisey from Your Minnesota Frost, Christina Kaltenokaba from the New York Sirens, Marie Philippe Pellet from the Montreal Victoire, Nicole Gosling from the Montreal Victoire, Megan Cab from the Boston Fleet, and Amelie Desbiens from the Montreal Victoire. Has Megan Cab on all three? Yep. Okay, some of these you're really going to need to make the case for, because I think some of them Nicole Gosling. I don't know. Plus, did the Big 12 really have such a stellar January that it means that 3 of their players from the starting six? I'm very surprised Aaron Frankel's been knocked off her perch by Desbiens. Yeah, but you're going to think about which netminder would do it. Wouldn't you say Desbiens? Wouldn't you? Alright. So let's go through it now, shall we, one by one. So let's start, of course, with our very own Taya Heisey from the Minnesota Frost. Heisey led the way on offense in January, leading all players with 10 points in 7 games, 2 more than the next closest skater, and also topped the league with 8 assists for the most in the month of January. Her production featured points in every game, but there's a January opener that was in Ottawa. Yep. And included 3 multi-point performances. Her month was highlighted by tying a career high with a 3-point outing on January 11, when she also fired a season high 6 shots on goal. 25-year-old from Lake City, Minnesota, generated 21 shots overall in January and posted a +7 rating, helping the Frost to 4 wins in 7 games, with 2 of their losses coming in overtime. Her production also helped Minnesota secure 2nd place in the PWHL standings, and she closed the month riding a 6-game point streak. Heisey's scoring surge accounted for 62.5% of her season point total, as she entered January with 6 points and finished the month tied for first in the PWHL scoring race with 16, leading the league outright. And this is heading into the first Olympic Winter Games with Team USA. She had a great month. I think you pretty much said it all there in the post there, George. I mean, just incredible. I mean, it's better to say the last 2 seasons, she's kind of started a bit slow production-wise, but eventually she finds her groove, and it's just amazing to see. I mean, she's proving once again why she is a generational player. First overall draft pick, remember, guys. And just incredible to see she's continuing this pace. And there's one thing the article didn't point out, which, do you want to cover or should I do? I have to cover it? Yeah. You finish your point and I'll cover it. Right. So, she's getting some regrowth. Some of those goals have been horrors. I mean, it means even an assist like that assist in the overtime when they to New York, which they got a bit confused about. Was it? It was a goal. Yeah. It was a goal. Yeah. We can't challenge people to PHL anymore, Greg Fargo. It was a goal. Move on. But that was big, because it was like, yeah, because Heidi had the assist, but it was Kendall close to go got the game-winning goal, but it was such a beauty with him. Yeah, there is one bit of the article did mention, which lady you were. Yeah, she is the latest player in the PWHL to hit the 50-point mark. That's when the article's not mentioned. Yeah. It's been quite a few players now, particularly and it's been since January. Yeah. So since the turn of the calendar to 2026, players are left, right, and centre collecting the 50 points. They are right. when we expect to start seeing it now, third season? Yeah. Well, I think maybe the first season was supposed to be they would get close, then maybe next season they would hit that. But it's really good. It just shows how quickly this league's progressing and at a more rapid pace. But as for you boys, she's been absolutely stellar. You know, top player. You know, just she's been amazing, and she's done wonders with TSA as well in her first games. Yeah, just incredible. Yeah, absolutely. But I think I absolutely will be in Starting Six this month, damn it. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to the next one, and that is Christina Kaltenokaba for the York Sirens. So Kaltenokaba was one of the PWHL's most dynamic scorers in January, tallying 8 points in 7 games to tie the second most in the league for the month. The Sirens' first overall pick led all players with 7 goals, 2 more than the next highest total, and recorded points in every game but 1, including 2 multi-goal performances, while firing 30 shots on goal. Her production helped the Sirens to key wins, keeping York in 4th place in the standings. After her January output, Kaltenokaba leads all PHL skaters with 11 goals and tops all rookies with 12 points, holding a 7-goal lead on the next highest first-year player. She closed the month riding a 4-game point streak into Milano Cortina 2026, where she'll represent Czechia on the Olympic stage for the first time. Do we think she's now trying to make her case to be Rookie of the Year? Because I know for the first half we kept saying it's between Hedy Wynn, Abby Newt from Boston, and I also threw in Roy Gearday from Ottawa. Is she trying to now make her case? Yes, but the question is it too little or too late? Because yes, you could have a really good second half and put yourself in the conversation like you saw where this did last year with both rookie and goaltender. But I just think this year it feels with the rookies, and I know you two will agree with me here, so I'll just say it for all 3 of us. Yeah, agree. Is the category this year feels a bit too wide open. Rookie of the Year. There's so many rookies. Even Hannah Murphy. I would throw in for a nomination of goaltender. I don't know about rookie. I think rookie's gonna be too stacked to get a nomination, whereas goaltender would be easy to get a nomination for. Yeah, it just feels like with the rookie category, it feels a bit too wide open this year. I do think because she did start off quite slow. Yeah. And then once she got her first goal, she managed to fire a groove, fire the foot in the league. But I just don't know. It feels. I mean, yeah, she's now fine getting that production, but can she carry it into a potential playoff run? Because the Sirens are desperate to get to playoffs. Yeah. They are the last inaugural 6 team to have made the playoffs, and you know with Banker, because Banker technically, the Golden Knights technically are out of it. They've got a lot to do, but they are technically out of it. If the Golden Knights somehow manage to get in, that's 1 spot gone. You know Boston's pretty much locked in. We have a good chance of locked in. You're then in a dogfight with Ottawa for that last spot. And Montreal potentially. Potentially, yeah. So, yeah, I just feel like it's too late. I agree with her being in the Starting Six. I mean, I agree with it. Yeah. I don't think that's one of those picks where I think, huh? Why is she there? Yeah. No, she's had a brilliant month, and she's really proven why the Sirens. She kind of gave the Sirens vindication as to why they made that pick in the draft last year. Because we all thought Casey Brown or Hayward would probably go first, but no, it was not the case. And the Sirens proved they knew what they were doing. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. I kind of felt at the end of January, I kind of thought, yeah, okay, now you've shown me, yeah, you knew what you were doing along with that. Yeah, I think she's had a really great month, kind of talk about, and if she can carry on like this, she might make a case to at least get nominated, and potentially could be the key to get the Sirens into the playoffs, because they need something. Somebody's got to click for them. I just don't know what it could be. Okay, we're now on to Marie Fleet Plen from Montreal Victoire. So Plen was a driving force for Montreal in January, tallying 8 points in 8 games to tie for second most in the PHL for the month of January. The Victoire captain recorded 2 overtime game-winning goals. Less said about those, the better. Less said about those, the better. Having a team to 6 wins as the squad moved into 3rd place in the standings by month's end. Pelen finished January with 5 goals and 3 assists, including 2 multi-point efforts, highlighted by a 3-point performance in a 3-2 win over Minnesota. That game featured a highlight reel overtime winner. She spun in the slot and fired a backhand shot to secure the victory. Pelen also won 60.7% of her 151 face-offs, a category that she leads amongst players who have taken more than 10 draws this season. The 5-time Canadian Olympian now sits at 14 points on the year, just 2 shy of the league lead, while her 2-game winners sit tied for second. I'm going to let you two have a play, because I want to talk to you about Post Milano, which I will bring you up, but I'll let you two. I'll go for the overtime. But I mean, yeah, those 2 overtime goals. Why did it have to be against us? And what would have happened if Britta didn't get herself a penalty? That was the game that turned me off, Britta. Yeah, I know it was. I mentioned it in the last regular season episode before Lano. I mentioned it. That was the moment. That's the point where I'm like, no. Either get yourself disciplined or get off the team. You're a traitor. Well, that's what I said about Amanda Kane a few years ago. Yes, he happily got somebody bought him from us, and thank God for that. Anyway, but yeah, I know they're against us. You can't deny they were highlight real goals. It's just unfortunately it's one of those situations where you can't really be positive about it too much because obviously it was against your own team. Yeah, I mean that one that happened in Minnesota was a bit crazy. Well, I think that game because that was the first game of the homestand, wasn't it? Yeah. I remember coming away from that thinking, I think we were quite lucky to get something out of that because it was 1-0 for a very long time. And then there was a Kenny Paddock got the tying goal, and then other times it was like, So I think it was one of those games where I thought we were quite lucky to come away with anything from that, rather than nothing. And potentially, if we didn't get that point, then maybe it might have been Montreal who would be in second, we'd be in third. So, there you go. It just shows how the point system really matters and how it can make all the difference. Yeah, so I don't disagree with her being in the starting six this month. I don't. I just think, yeah, well, it's MPP. Is there anything else that she can? Is there anything else she can do that can surprise us? It's like, It's like, she's been in the game so long now, you pretty much know what to expect from her. So what's this you want to... Yeah, right. So obviously in Malakotia, she did pick up a big injury. And I'm wondering just now, yes, she did manage to play in both the semi-finals against Switzerland, the gold medal match against us, but I'm just wondering how big of an impact that is going to have for the Victoire coming into the second half of the season. Because if that injury plagues her, that could potentially put her out for a few days, or she might be playing at a full peak, and that could really make a difference in how do the Victoire stay in the race, or do they falter. I actually could see the possibility of the Victoire faltering, and it'd be because of that injury. So it would not surprise me if the Victoire go from being a playoff team in the first half to being where Boston was last year, and you miss out by the narrowest of margins. I could actually see that happening. It all depends on how far Pelen is with that injury. We don't know how badly played she is with that. Okay, so that is going to be really interesting to see coming out into the second half from La Cortina. And of course, obviously, our first game back is in Montreal. It is March the 1st. So we'll have a first opportunity to see how that will affect it. Yeah, that's the I've got thinking in the back of my mind. I can't really shake off. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how that affects Montreal going forward. Okay, staying with the Victoire, Nicole Gosling. Okay, I need to hear the case of this. Okay, here we go. So Gosling enjoyed a breakout month in January, recording all 5 of her career points during the month. She co-led all PHL defenders with 5 points over 8 games, recording 1 goal and 4 assists. Not only did the defender score her first career goal, but the tally was a game winner, serving as the only marker in a 1-0 win with a victory over the Golden Knights that was back on January 11 at the Technical Tour in Quebec. By scoring the game winner, the 4th overall pick recorded just the 2nd rookie defender in 25-26 to score a game-winning goal, joining Riley Rugerman of the Fleet. In January, the former Clarkson Golden Knight fired 12 shots on goal, and her strong production moved her into 4th place in scoring among rookie defenders. No comments for this one? I don't know. It's been a very tough month, hasn't it, to try and pick out standout stars? Yeah, because obviously, you know, when you play your Olympic cycle year, your schedule gets so condensed, it can feel like so much is happening all at one time. And we've had so many moments in January as a whole, it kind of feels like it's kind of hard to pick out the standout stars for that month. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, good for her she's there, but was that enough to really say, yeah, you can get in? And by the narrowest of margins, maybe? Yeah, I think that's what I do so far. Yeah, but I'll then ask you, who would you then... Oh, no, I have to then ask this, because you're going to say, oh, maybe she shouldn't be on the list. And I have to basically, because people watching the listing will say this, okay, who would you then put in her place? I know we've not got time for you to draw on it. I don't have a problem. I mean, think it's good for her. You know, I mean, when you're in Montreal, it's very hard to try and stand out when you're on a team that's got MPP and her partner in Laura Stacey. It's very hard to do that. It's very hard to stand on that roster. And also you got Abby Rock, who's now made a huge splash. Yep. So it's always hard with Montreal's rookies to stand out because of their superstars. And yet, though, saying that this time last year, Abby Marine fouled away, before she got taken by Vancouver expansion draft. Yeah. And Jen Gardner also had a good season last year as well, because she was nominated for Rookie of the Year. So, yeah. Right, so we're on to what is becoming somebody who needs a loyalty card for the starting 6. Right, in case you don't know what it was, back in the noughties, I don't know if this is still a thing, right? Back in the noughties, early 10s, here in the UK, a lot of our chain stores will have basically loyalty cards, where you get a stamp, and you get 30 cents, you can then get free something. So like for Starbucks, for example, you get say 10 stamps, you get a free, you get your next drink free. It's something like that. So I kind of feel Megan Keller needs a loyalty card because she's been on every single starting 6 so far, and this is free. But she's proving herself. She's pretty MVP, maybe. A nomination, maybe. We're starting to. So obviously, we get to the second, we've got to start thinking about that. I'd be very shocked. Based on the starting 6, I'd be very shocked if she doesn't get a nomination. But yeah. And proven, I'll say it, we said before, she's proven why she is now Boston's captain. So it was a good move. Yeah, so we've got Megan Keller for Boston Fleet. So Keller continued her strong start to the season, earning her 3rd consecutive starting 6 selection, with points in 3 of 6 January games. The Fleet captain contributed 2 goals and 1 assist during the month, including a game-winning goal, her 2nd of the season, making her the only defender in the PHL with more than 1 game winner this season. Keller also added a power play goal in January, bringing her season total to 4 and maintaining her lead among all PHL players in that category. The 3-time US Olympian generated 15 shots on goal and averaged 27:10 of ice time in January, while her season-long 26:50 average ranked second in the league, underscoring her role as on both ends of the ice as Boston remains atop the PHL standings at the Olympic break. But it's not as security was going into the Rubber Series break. Nope. 30 points. So all it takes is for us to get a regulation win, and ba-bum, game on. We're coming for you, Chris. We're coming for you. But yeah, back to Megan though. We pretty much said it all. She's been on all 3 starting 6. We pretty much said it all. Is there anything else we can add? Is there literally anything else we can add? She's got to. She's her position's defender, right? Yep. Right. Can we dare say she's locking up defender of the year? Maybe. I think a bit more contender to MVP, but okay, maybe defender of the year. Yeah, I mean, it's like she's just blowing us all away. It's like, what can anyone do to try and catch her? It's like it's just blowing my mind. You know, it's insane. Yeah, it's just, and of course she got the golden goal. Yeah, she was the one that got USA's golden goal in Milano. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, it's just blowing my mind, boys and girls. This is literally just like blowing my mind about how well she is doing in this league. It's incredible this season. It's just yeah. I just. I trying to say on this. It's like, I'm gonna concur with my partner here. I do think maybe a defender of the year locked in, but I will hesitate on MVP because there's gonna be other players who's very easy to contend that category. Maybe from Montreal, maybe even from us. It's just, oh god, this is gonna be just yeah. She is proving why Boston. We all said it was gonna be very hard for somebody to come in and replace Harry Knight as captain, and yet she's done it with such ease. That's what I think is criminal. The fact she's done it with such ease, it's blowing my mind. It's crazy. It's like, is she gonna make it then 4 for 4 or whatever? Oh my goodness! Get her a loyalty card now. Get her a free Starbucks. She's earned it. Then finally we have Amélie Desbiens. So Desbiens was dominant in net for Montreal in January, posting a 0.99 goals against average and 0.957 save percentage. The best marks among PHL goaltenders with multiple starts. She recorded a league-leading 2 shutouts, allowed just 7 goals, and helped the Victoire to 6 wins and a single loss. The netminer, who played a league-high 425 minutes in January and 155 saves, became the first PHL goaltender to reach 30 saves. Sorry, to reach 30 career victories. 30 career victories. Yes, so I'll start big. I tripped up. I know. It happens all the time. So the netminer who played a league high 425 minutes in January and made 155 saves became the first PHL goaltender to reach 30 career victories, reaching the milestone in a 3-1 win against Ottawa on January 24. Desbiens played backstop Montreal into 3rd place in the standings by month's end, and the goaltender ended the month riding a 3-game win streak heading into her 3rd Olympics with Canada. For the season, she leads the league in GAA and save percentage, and is tied for the league in shutouts and wins. I don't see any reason why she shouldn't have been on the starting 6 this this month. I mean, the Big 12 had a really... It's crazy how to think about it. Going into 2026, the Big 12 were in the basement. And then all of a sudden, straight back into third place. Yeah, but I think that was mainly about the other teams had played more games at the time than Montreal. And yet, it was I know, it was crazy, wasn't it? You go into start with it, but really? Montreal's in the basement? No! Yeah, the graphic got showed up. It was like, oh my god, they are! Yeah. Which I think just proves my point, where we talked about on the first half recap, what we did for Montreal. I talked about how the Big 12 are not playing as well as they should be, given how I kind of felt they suffered the least damage in the expansion process last summer. Yeah. So, but in January they turned it around, got themselves to third place. It's not a secure position, but right now the Big 12 would easily take that. Because they know they're a team capable of doing serious damage if they can find their A game in the playoffs, which they haven't been able to do so far in the last two seasons. Now, but, I think I'm just shocked that Franco's now been knocked off, because she's been having an amazing first half. And I just hope that's going to continue in the second half. So I think we did wonder was any netminder going to be able to topple Franco at any point for honours. I'm still convinced she should be goaltender of the year when we get to awards in season in June. But am I surprised she got knocked off for this month starting six? Not really, because Lesbians did make a serious case for, her position, and Boston did face a fair bit of adversity in January. I mean, you lost 2 home games, even though they were takeaway tour games. It still counts. You barely just managed to get that last win before the regular season break for Milan Cortina. Because that was a shootout win over York, and they really pushed them there. So I kind of feel January has been when Boston's faced adversity. Might not look in terms of the stats and the standings and the records, but they had some of those wins that Boston got in January. They weren't easy to get. They weren't really easy to get. So I can see why Desmond overtakes Franco. But I would not be surprised if the next starting six, Franco takes it back. Would not be surprised. And if Megan Curse is still on, well, then we really should maybe get that loyalty card. Christmas bonus, baby. Okay, so that is all the starting six for the month of January. Any shocks for you guys there? Because clearly, Lady and there were some there. Only one, but anyway, one. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, we are going to be doing these episodes every time the starting six gets announced. Now, we're not sure when the next one's going to be, because... Oh, they can't do one for February. They could! They can't... No, they cannot do one for February. It's only 3 games. It's only 3 games. It's not worth it. They could! They could do. I don't know. Yeah. If there's one for February, then obviously that will happen when we come back from our trek. So we would get it done in time before our trek. If there's not, and the next one's in March, then obviously you get it after Easter. Okay? Is that all clear? Yeah, that's all clear. That's all clear. Okay? But once again, congratulations to all the PHL players who made it onto the starting six for the month of January.